Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Magma engineering meeting. Kendall is on PTO today, hopefully doing something a lot more fun than this, and we all wish her a good long weekend. And I'll be covering the call for her this morning. It's right on 8:30 right now. I see we have 7 people on the bridge so far, which seems a little bit light. So let's give it about 4 or 5 minutes to let the group join, and we'll start about 4 minutes after the half hour. Thanks. Hi, everyone. Once again, welcome. This is the biweekly engineering call, and I think people are still gathering, so we'll give it another minute or so before we get started. Kendall is away on PTO today, and I'm going to be covering the call for her. So let's just give it another minute. I'm not sure who else will be joining. We're up to about 14 people on the bridge, which is, I think, a little bit lighter than normal, but I know a couple of other people are out on PTO this week as well. So yeah, just a couple more seconds and we'll get started. Thanks.
Yeah, sure, Phillip.
Yeah, so I don't see anyone else. Looks like they're signing into the bridge. So why don't we get going? Once again, welcome to the Magma engineering call. We have a rather light agenda today. The DevOps team doesn't have anyone available to present, but let's go ahead and get started. Suresh, if you want to kick it off with an update on how we're doing on the 5G development.
Yeah, sure, Phil. Good morning, good evening, everyone. I am presenting the 5G SA update here. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Shubham. First, I give test status and then feature engineering status. In system test environment, that is the same as real UE, real GNB, and AGW put together. That lab is what we also call SIT, system test environment. So basically with Huawei Mate 30 5G UE, traffic test was successful with this combination of Bicel GNB and Magma AGW. When I say traffic test, UE is able to register with the AGW and then establish PD session with the core network, and subsequently UE is able to send traffic to the DNN, I mean core network, and then UE also has received the downlink traffic. But we also had an issue this week when partners tried with other combinations. Say, instead of Bicel GNB, they used another GNB, and we bumped into PDU session establishment interoperability issue. So currently, I'm sorry, we're working to resolve the interoperability issue. Basically, some of the optional IEs are conditionally optional in their context. So that's where we bumped into the issues. So we're working to resolve the issue. And also with the same combination, we also have GUTI-based registrations landed into interoperability issues. So these interoperability issues we are triaging now. And also in the regression test, there is a fair level of stability. 74% of the regression tests are passing. However, we want to reach better level of stability before we declare the readiness of 5G for field trials. And as such, on the 5G SA code, unit test coverage is good on session D. Session D is nothing but SMF, and also on UPF, whereas on AMF, portions of the code have 38% of unit test coverage, whereas there are procedure flows related blocks of code where the percentage of unit test coverage is less than 2%. So this is an area where we are spending some time this month and next month to improve the code coverage with respect to the unit tests. So this is a task. And also on the scale test front, we are able to achieve fair level of stability with 100 UEs and one PD session in a loop. And as such, the goal for us before end of this year is to arrive at 1200 UEs connected to 12 GNBs and 4 PDU sessions per UE and one policy per UE. And uplink, downlink traffic put together 400 Mbps. That's what we are aiming for in Q4. So this is a update at large on the test activities. Any questions from anyone? No? Okay. I move on to the next one. So we targeted a good number of issues, roughly around 50 issues for field trials readiness in the month of September. Out of that, 70% of the issues are already fixed, and some issues are in review state now. So fixing all these issues by end of this month will strengthen the procedures with respect to negative scenarios as well to a great extent. And we are hoping for better stability on the MVC features that we targeted as part of the 5GSA project. Also, we have a few features in progress, say default QoS and multiple QoS, network initiated session modification with dynamic policy support, and stats collection, reporting, and charging also is another feature that is in progress right now. We're hoping these features also will be available before end of October. Basically, from orchestrator, we can enable, disable 5G. Because it's a converged core product, we can enable 5G through orchestrator, and AGW will be configured with 5G related configs, and AJW runs in 5G mode. So these are the features in progress on AJW. And on Orchestrator, we're adding extensions to subscriber DB and policy DB. And also a good amount of configuration that we have on AMF that is to be driven through Orchestrator, that also is in progress. Currently, AJW is running in SIT test environment in headless mode, wherein it doesn't take configuration from Orchestrator, whereas once this Orchestrator is coded to configure AMF, then we can configure we could configure AMF through Orchestrator. So the PLMNs and then tracking areas, the basic slicing instance that is supported on Magma in the MVC scope in the fixed wireless access or private 5G deployments. So we can configure the AJW through Orchestrator once this particular feature is complete. And superization is a item we wanted to target by the end of September. However, it got slipped, and currently it is in the proposal state. That also will be available in the next quarter, I mean Q4 2021. So that is the update on the 5G SA project. Any questions for me?
Yeah, hey Suresh, I have a question. I actually noticed when I was building Orchestrator from the master branch, previously we had all those 5G enable flags, which we can see on the access gateway side. But recently, all of these are removed. Let's say like enable converged core and everything. And I think Ulas mentioned like those are like already default on in the Orchestrator. Is that something we have done?
Yes. I can share you offline in Slack channel the particular PR numbers through which these changes came in. Okay. Also, there is a one-page documentation created how to configure the AJW through Orchestrator in this particular context. So that will be self-explanatory. I will point you to the one-page documentation.
Yeah. So actually, I want to understand in future what will happen if we just want to enable 5G features. Because previously, okay, we saw in the config files for the access gateway, we can configure it like enabling like false to true. But what will happen in future? Will we have some kind of button in Orchestrator or something like that?
NMS team have come up with a UI page as such. I didn't look into that yet. Is anyone from NMS team available to answer the question from Subham?
Is it public? If you can like share the link, we can look into it.
Yeah, I think I will point you to the team, Anusha or Shivesh. I think Shivesh is the one building the UI pages, so he will give you the precise input.
Okay. And do we know, like, if let's say from NMS we configure it, will it be applicable for all the access gateway, or like we can select?
Currently, it is 1-1 mapping we are doing.
Right.
However,
right. Because
yeah. However, it is not constrained. It is not constrained to one AJW anymore.
Okay, so if we enable it, it will be for all of the gateways?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Understood. Thanks.
All right, Phil, back to you.
Thanks very much, Suresh. Next up, we have Echo. and a release update. If Echo is on the call, who I don't see. So unless there's someone else who can offer a release update, I think that we'll need to skip that. And then finally, we have Guillaume, I'm sorry, I probably butchered your name, from Canonical, who wanted to introduce the team that they're building and the support for Magma Canonical's planning to offer. So it's all yours.
Awesome, thank you. And yeah, my name is Guillaume. You said it pretty much correctly, so that's perfect. So nice to meet you all. So yeah, I work at Canonical. I'll be working with Javier that you see here in this call as well as Mathieu, whom you might already know. He's already been involved in Magma a bit. So the reason we're here is, first of all, to say hello and tell you that we're going to be contributing to the project as well, but mostly from the point of view of the deployment and life cycle of Magma. So our goal will be to build charms, so ultimately a piece of software that's responsible for the both the deployment, but also configuration, upgrade, so the whole life cycle of Magma. So that's it. I just wanted to say hello. Javier, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I only want to say hello as well. I'm a new grad that just joined the Guillaume's team. So yeah, nice to meet you all, and hi.
Awesome. So if you have any questions as to like our purpose, what we're going to try to build, please feel free to reach out. We're already in the Slack of Magma, so you'll see our names more and more. But everything we build, by the way, is open source, and everybody's free to contribute and help us, ask questions, challenge what we do. We're definitely open to all of that. So thank you very much.
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Thanks very much, and welcome to the team. Anyone have questions or anything for the Canonical team?
Thanks, Philip, for introducing Guillaume and Javier. Hi, this is Kader from Wavelabs. We are also putting some effort around that. Let's combine our forces and see how we can do this better. Probably we'll reach out offline. Suresh from Wavelabs and myself will talk offline tomorrow.
Perfect.
Say hi and thanks for your efforts.
Awesome. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks everyone. That's actually all for the agenda items that were submitted in advance. I'll open the floor quickly for any open conversation or items that need to get taken up.
Phil, I'm curious to ask one question to Arun or anyone who is working on the containerization effort. I'd like to understand their plans or availability of the containerization feature on Magma.
I can update that. Yesterday in DevOps call, Tim was mentioning like in the next 1.7 release, the access gateway containerization, the alpha stage will be released with that.
Yeah.
So Suresh, I think the recording of yesterday's call is or will be shortly available, or you could reach out to Tim and he could share a copy of the presentation that he used on that topic. They did go into some discussion of it, not super detailed, but it was an interesting presentation, and unfortunately no one from the DevOps team is available this morning to answer directly.
Yeah, thanks, Phil. That will help. A reference to the video also will do.
Okay. If no one else has anything to take up, it looks like we can go ahead and close this call 40 minutes early and give people a good chunk of their of their day back. So last call for comments, questions. Hearing none, I think we can go ahead and close it up. Thanks everyone for joining us today.
Thank you. Well,
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
all.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.